Let's continue with another type of manometer, which is the famous one. Here we have a U-tube manometer. So using a U-tube manometer enable us to measure both pressure of both liquid and gases within the same instrument. The U here is connected and filled with a fluid called manometric fluid. Okay, and this fluid is normally has higher density compared to the fluid uh, whose pressure is being measured. Okay. The fluid whose pressure is being measured should have a mass density less than of the manometric fluid, and these two fluids should not be mixed readily. They must be immiscible because we want to clearly see the different height between these two. We want to measure H1 and H2. So if these two liquids are mixed, okay, if it's miscible, we cannot measure it. So the idea of U-tube manometer, we must have a bigger density difference between these two so that we can measure the height difference. So if you can see here, this BC line, this line is called a datum line, where pressure PB at B is equal to pressure PC at point C. So your point PB is equal to PC. So now you can actually divide your U-tube manometer into two sections. Okay, this side is your right side and the other one is your left side. So first let's look at the left side. So if you want to measure the pressure at B, okay, PB is equal to pressure at A plus the pressure associated with the difference side between point A and point B, which is rho GH1. Since this between A and B is filled up with fluid P, so the density is density P. Alright, so PB is equal to PA plus rho GH1. So now let's look on your right side. So for PC, okay, to get the pressure of PC, it is the pressure at D plus the pressure to associate with the different heights between point D and point C, which is rho GH2. And in this region, the density is the fluid is your manometric fluid, so you have to use the density of your manometric fluid. So rho manometric fluid times G times H2. PC is equal to PD plus rho GH2. Okay, let's combine these two equations, PB equal to PC. So you will have, okay, PA plus rho GH1 equals to PD plus rho manometric fluid times G times H2. Okay, and take note that the PD is equal to atmospheric pressure, which in this case is zero gauge pressure. Okay, because we want to measure at gauge pressure, so your atmospheric pressure PD equal to 0. So we can omit the PD term here. So PA is equal to, rearrange this equation to get your PA, pressure at A, is equal to rho manometric fluid times G times H2 minus rho GH1. And this equation is applicable if you have two fluids, okay? Two different types of two different types of liquid. But if you have a gas as your FP, okay, the pressure, the other fluid, okay, the density of the gas probably very, very low compared to the density of your manometric fluid. Okay, which in this term, since the density of the gas is very low, so you can the term is negligible, so you can neglect the rho GH1 term. So for gas, PA is equal to rho manometric multiplied by G multiplied by H2. Okay, so that is the first case where you will have a positive pressure. What I'm saying is you have a datum BC, and on your right side you have a H2 above C. But what if you have a negative pressure? So here, the second case is negative pressure. If you look here, so BC is your datum, okay? But your manometric fluid, it's moved to your right side. Your left side. You don't have any height above point C. Okay, which means your C is directly your atmospheric pressure. If this is point C is D, okay, and atmospheric pressure, it is a zero gauge pressure, which is 0. So your PC is 0. So same thing as previous as derivation. At the datum, okay, pressure B is equal to pressure C. And here for pressure B, first you have pressure A plus, okay, rho GH1 plus rho manometric fluid times G times H2. Okay, so your H2 is transferred from the right side to your left side, equal to PC. Okay, and your PC just now, as I said, equal to PD, and it is 0. So you can rearrange this equation to calculate for pressure at A. So it's equal to, you bring this positive to that side, you will have a negative sign. Okay, in bracket, rho GH1 plus rho manometric fluid times G times H2. So the only difference here is this negative sign at the front. And take note that you must have a negative pressure for this kind of case. Okay, let's look at the example here. A U-tube manometer similar to that shown in figure in previous slide is used to measure that gauge pressure of a fluid P of density rho equal to 800 kg per meter cube. If the density of the fluid Q is 13.6 multiplied by 10 power of 3 kg per meter cube, what will be the gauge pressure at A? Okay, so we want to find PA. If, okay, the first case, H1 is equal to 0.5 meter and D is 0.9. So D is your H2 above BC. And for the second case, part B, H1 equal to 0.1 meter and D is 0.2 meter below BC. So the difference here is one is above BC and the other one is below BC. So we know that for the one below BC, it is negative pressure. So let's look at the calculation now. So for part A, we can straight away use the formula that we have derived previously. And both are liquid, liquid P and liquid Q. So both are liquid, so we can use the equation, this one. PA equals to rho manometric fluid times G times H2 minus rho GH1. Alright. Then substitute all the known equation in this equation. Okay, they give us rho of the manometric fluid as 13.6 multiplied by 10 power of 3 kg per meter cube multiplied by this gravitational force 9.81. Then the H2 is 0.9 meter, okay, minus rho GH1. So you will get 116,150.4 kg per meter per second squared. So we want to convert this to kilopascal. 1 kg per meter second square is equal to 1 Pascal, and 1000 Pascal equal to 1 kilopascal. So you can cancel out this term. Okay. So now you're left with kilopascal. And you need to divide by 1000. So the answer for part A is 116.15 kilopascal. Okay, now let's look at part B. It's below BC case. So you have a negative pressure. So you can use the formula that we have derived here. Okay. Where PA is equal to negative bracket rho GH1 plus rho manometric fluid times G H2. When the question said D is 0.2 below BC, it also reflects that it is your H2, not just below BC, but it already transferred to your BC. CD is at point on your right side, so it's already transferred to your left side, like this one, like the one I draw here. Okay, so this is your H2. Okay, you can straight away use the equation that we have derived previously. Okay, plug in all the known values, and you will get the answer for PA to be negative 27.47 kilopascal. Now let's proceed for the example 2.4. Using a U-tube manometer, measure gauge pressure of fluid density rho equal to 700 kg per meter cube, and a manometric fluid is mercury with relative density of 13.6. What is the gauge pressure? Okay, what is the gauge pressure if A, H1 equals 0.4 meter and H2 equal to 0.9, and part B, H1 stay the same, so H1 0.4 meter, but H2 equal to negative 0.1 meter. So please try, and I've already included the answers here. Alright, please try, and we'll see. For H2, you don't need to put negative sign, okay? You just plug in 0.1 meter, because the equation itself already has negative in front of it. Okay, so please do this exercise and compare with my final answer. Thank you.